This is a video update of my garden. It's May 29th, 2012. What we have here is we have some Jerusalem artichokes growing that I got from John. We have this is 2 of the 5 elderberries. I have 3 more elderberry bushes growing over here. So for next year, those will actually grow elderberry fruit. This is what has now been cleaned up, but this is the one of the 2 lettuce and lettuce, chard, radishes, and arugula beds. A lot of stuff is already bolted, so I've already pulled a lot of stuff out. So this is only what's left. You can see I'm trying to save some seeds from the arugula. This is the second bed. We had a really bad problem with weeds. As you can see here with the carrots, there's a lot of weeds. Still have some leaf lettuce, some red Russian kale, dinosaur kale, red romaine lettuce, another cutting lettuce. They're having a really bad problem with beetles. This is the one tomato garden. Growing everything on strings, just like they grow in greenhouses, so everything is single stemmed. This is some of the brandywines that are growing. This is some black crims. This is Paul Robinson. I have 1 tomato plant I'm trying to identify. All of a sudden the leaves just went black in the last couple days. I need to figure out what's going on there. Everything's interplanted with borage, so every other plant has borage in between, and then a marigold to fight off some of the nematodes. This is the only one I'm growing like a bush in this bed. This is a topaz, and these are a really cool tomato I picked up called Abe Lincoln. There's a lot of, I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of tomatoes in this one. More borage growing at the end. I have two beds of peppers and more tomatoes. This is all the peppers, and these are purple green beans. These are Italian heirloom green beans. They grow purple, and if you cook them, they actually turn green. I think I have about 7 or 8 different varieties of peppers growing. I'm having some problems with leaves falling off, turning yellow and falling off. I'm not really sure what the problem is yet. I've been still trying to do some research, but I can't find a lot of information on yellowing leaves with black dots. There's some more peppers. I'm growing some of the really small ones like Pretty and Purple and Aurora and Candlelight. Rooster Spur peppers, more green beans. A lot of the stuff is growing in just compost. This is a lot of the cherry tomatoes. I don't know if you can see that or not. So a lot of these have a lot of tomatoes going on them. You know, that's a pretty nice cluster of tomatoes there. More tomatoes. And then this is a beefsteak. I'm going to see how quickly this fails growing in a beefsteak in a small 54-inch cage. That should collapse pretty quick. This is another really cool pear-shaped tomato. Most of these are from Rare Seeds. All these pots, these bigger pots here, are 10-gallon Aurora smart pots. I mean, not smart pots. Aurora. Shoot, can't remember the name. I can look those up. This this actually here is a 5-gallon pot next to the 10 gallons. That kind of gives you an idea of the size difference. This is the herb garden. So we have some more marigolds that need to be transplanted. Here's some parsley, and that's anise, hyssop, yarrow, dill, more parsley. This is Greek oregano. This will grow into a little ball. We have Genovese basil, Thai basil, purple basil, cinnamon basil. We have another 50 pepper plants started for a project down the street. Some more tomato plants that are started. These are 1-footers, 1 gallons. These will eventually go into another bed. Got eggplant. This is a really cool plant I actually picked up the other day called Mr. Stripey. It's an heirloom tomato. Everything we're growing is heirlooms. So we also have tarragon, thyme, This sage is growing out of control here, and then 5 different kinds of mint, apple mint, orange mint, chocolate mint. And then what we did is we took the fence and then we lined it up with the trellis, and then what we're doing is we're growing green beans and cucumbers, and then every other one in these 20-gallon pots is actually sweet potatoes. So we have 3 different kinds of sweet potatoes growing. Again, actually these are called root pots. They're not called smart pots, but you can, root pot or smart pot, they're both the same. You can get 10, 20, 5 gallons. These are raspberries. So what was really nice is we took advantage of absolutely, I guess, what you consider useless land. Took a hill, dug the hill out, and put in 12 and a 16-foot bed over here for the blueberry bushes. So there's 8 blueberry bushes that got eaten alive by the rabbits. So we have some blueberries. We'll probably get, I don't know, maybe a pound. I'm gonna have to put up a better fence for the rabbits for next year. And then at the end, so we have a 16-foot blueberry area here. There's six landscaping posts, 2.5 inches high. So it's at least 12 inches of compost and dirt compared to the clay that used to be here. All the clay got moved. And down from there, these are also six levels deep, and then I actually went down another 2.5 inches. These are for the watermelons, a couple Jerusalem artichokes, and cantaloupe. Each of these will have 6 watermelon, 2 cantaloupe, 2 Jerusalem artichokes growing in the middle. So I guess we'll see what happens. The goal is to let this grow down the hill, since there's obviously plenty of room on the bottom of the hill. I'll give you a view here. So the goal is to let them all spread. So that gives you an idea where the fence is. And then over here, what we've done is we've installed a huge trellis, 40 feet long, to grow spaghetti squash. This is spaghetti squash, muncher, cucumbers, and sugarloaf delica style squash. These are some other squash that I'm starting that'll be moved as soon as they get a little bit bigger. Those will be growing in huge pots at the top of the hill. This is these are regular squash, the Black Beauty zucchinis. And what's nice is, these things are already looking pretty nice. What's interesting about the sugarloaf is it almost looks like, when it grows, it almost looks like it has some kind of fungus right off the bat. It's a nice soft leaf with like a white thing going on. I have to start training these to go onto the fence over the next couple days. So as you can see, there's a lot of different squash going on here. I'm not really sure how much of this will be held up by the trellis or how much of this I'll actually have to put on the ground. But this gives you an idea of how far it goes this way. And then the fence over here. And then the rest of everything is over there in the other corner. And then the herb garden's over in the back. And that's my update.